What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steven J, and I'm here with Simply Steve, and we're talking about wrestling. WWE, WWF, WCW, UWF, ECW, AWA, maybe just a little bit of TNA. We're going to kick it off tonight. We're coming a day early because Monday Night Raw was supposed to be live, but due to the blizzard up north, nobody can be on the road up wherever they're supposed to be at tonight, which I forget. So they're replaying last night's Royal Rumble, and they're just doing an interview, and they just did an interview with Seth Rollins, and they got an interview with Brock Lesnar, and they got an interview with Roman Reigns tonight. So really there's nothing much to talk about as far as Monday night is concerned. So we're going to jump right into it, and we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble, some surprises there last night, some highs and some lows last night. We're going to talk about it all, but I'm going to talk. I'm going to give the Royal Rumble a B last night. I'm going to give it a B. And I may go far as a B plus. I may give it a B plus. And that's for the simple fact that the main event wasn't the Royal Rumble, but it was the triple threat match between Brock, Seth Rollins, and John Cena. And I gotta say, for the first time, when the WWE Universe was saying this is awesome, they were on point, and I can't remember the last match that John Cena was in that they actually said this is awesome. Now, a lot of times you give a good 5 minutes there, some people just, oh, this is awesome. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But last night when they was like, this is awesome, I got to give it to them. They was actually correct. And, you know,
the match was awesome.
The universe was all over the place last night, and I'm gonna have to get on the universe because they just,
that's what they get on my nerves sometimes.
They weren't right in the stuff that they were doing last night. So let's kick it off. I didn't even see the pre-show between New Day and Cesaro and Tyson Kidd for like the 20th time. So, and I really did not care. And I believe, who won that match?
Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd.
Cesaro.
Got the interview with Seth Rollins. With Brock Lesnar. I believe you're in my chair, he says.
Chair. Have a seat. Take it.
I'm glad Paul's there because Brock has no personality whatsoever. Even though he tried to, when he first got there, he did a little mic work, but thank God for Paul Heyman for Brock Lesnar's sake. So let's kick it off.
All right.
Royal Rumble last night. Again, the pre-show. Who cares about it? I don't care about it. It was whack. The first match was what?
Ascension.
The Ascension versus the New Age Outlaw. If you're gonna get the Ascension over, I guess the New Age Outlaw will be the one that you would get it over. I personally, technically didn't. I mean, Billy looked good. Billy Gunn looks good, and I remember even thinking about him and the Smoking Guns, him and his brother and stuff like that, and him and Road Dogg, because Road Dogg was Jeff Jarrett's sidekick years ago, and you know Billy was, and Bart Gunn, whatever it was. But these two, when they became the New Age Outlaws, you know, they had something. It was like it was something special that you rarely get when you put two guys together. So I'm going to say it legitimized them a little bit. It legitimized them a little bit. And now things are going to get interesting depending on what's going to happen, being as though that the surprise of the night for me and the Royal Rumble was Bubba Ray Dudley showing up. I was hoping maybe Devon, because the people were calling for Devon last night. But if Bubba Ray's in the mix, tag team division just got interesting. So I was hoping that the WWE brought back the Dudley Boys, because even when they was with ECW, they never went to WCW. They just went from WWE to TNA. You know, they did their thing in TNA for a long time. And they still the Dudley Boys. But the fact is, they belong in the WWE when it comes to tag team. And Bubba Ray kind of like stepped out of the tag team shadow when he went into the single competition or whatever. He's good. His mic skills ain't all that, but him and Devon, it's like the New Age Outlaws. Yo, you got something special there. You got to run with it and keep it going. So the Ascension beat the New Age Outlet, which kind of legitimizes them a little bit. So going forward, they can't be facing A and B tag team of no names and guys you just get out the audience and pay $5,000 to take a dive. I want to see them call out the Usos. I want to see them go after Goldust. I want to see them go after Mizdow and that tag team. Go after Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. In the tag team division, this is where the WWE fails. It's always good guy versus bad guy versus whoever. Let them just go at it. Don't necessarily have to have a good guy. You don't necessarily have to have a bad guy in a tag team. But for some reason, in the WWE, they can't see past that. We gotta have a good tag team. We gotta have a heel tag team. You know you don't. If you have a tag team division and they just doing their thing, let them do their thing, man.
Well, we have seen WWE do the good guy versus good guy, and it has paid off. Example: John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Story of the underdog overcoming John Cena, proving that he belongs in WWE, and defeating him and becoming the WWE champion. So, you know, I believe there were some other times, but I just can't remember.
I'm talking about the tag team.
Well, you're saying that it always has to be bad guy versus good guy in general?
I'm talking specifically about the tag team.
Okay, I thought you were talking about in general.
No, I'm talking specifically tag team, not in general now. In general, I know that, but because you had Christian go against Randy Orton a few years ago.
Well, he did go heel.
So, no, Christian went heel after he lost the second time.
Alright.
Which I thought was a bad move. So, but anyway.
If the WWE does, if Devon and Bubba are here,
Bubba Ray.
Yeah, Bubba Ray, then it'll be interesting to see them go against tag teams like the Usos and the Ascension and everything like that.
I think they ought to go after the Usos like right away, because that would legitimize the Usos as a good tag team. Mind you, they kind of dominated the tag team division, although I still think they should have kept Rowan and Harper together, and I was hoping for a reunion last night with the Wyatt family, that Ray was going to bring them back together, but they need Rowan and Harper in the tag team division. Why they broke them up, I still say that was a dumb decision on their part, because they were a good tag team. They gelled. You want to break them up after a while, that's fine, like the Shield, but they gelled as a great tag team. They had great chemistry with the Usos. They had great chemistry over a lot of other guys, so they should stay with that. Get my phone. Who said that? Turn that TV down, Elisha.
Alright, so the third match was Usos retaining the title against The Miz and Mizdow. Yeah, it was a pretty good match. It was alright, you know, back and forth action. Felt a couple times that, you know, The Miz was going to win, but we knew in the end that the Usos were. Again, if it's Usos and Dudley Boys, it's a match everybody will be looking forward to see.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Roman. Good for him.
Alright, so then we have...
I actually thought The Miz and they were going to take that match last night.
I'm on a roll.
But
you know they're going to break up.
I was going to say that, being as though that The Miz is doing his acting like a jerk thing here, I can see that maybe they're not maybe going to win another title. But I don't think they know what to do with Sandow right now, other than to keeping him as Mizdow. Because again, if he's not with the Miz anymore, do we really care? Because he's funny sometimes when he does the stunt double crap. But other than that, when he's not doing that, do we really care? Because when he came out and he was impersonating everybody every week, it was like, boo, whatever. And before that, who cares? I mean, Stone Cold gave him a high rating that the guy has talent. I have no doubt that he has talent or whatever, even though they had him coming in like the genius Lanny Poffo years ago. But still, Can he break out on his own as a single competitor? I'm not so sure yet, unless he has a 2-month, 3-month feud with The Miz, like Alex Riley did. But after the fact, what happened to Alex Riley? Now he's just doing the pre-shows for all the pay-per-views. So,
well, I mean, he's over with the fans now, so that might give him some kind of a break, like it gave Daniel Bryan. So we'll just have to wait and find out. Alright, so then we had the Bella Twins taking on beating Paige and Natalya. The Bella Twins dominated and won the match.
Yeah, don't care.
Alright, so then we come to the match of the night, obviously, which would be the triple threat, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins added to the match, gave it a lot of people hyped up, and it lived up to it.
Yo, Seth Rollins.
He calls that move the
He
Phoenix
had
Splash.
the Phoenix Splash, did that last night. Yo, that move was the move of the night, if there's such thing as the move of the night. That move, because I tried to get this fool right here. I was like, yo, rewind that. I can't. And he totally missed the stinking ending of the show. Of the Brock coming in. I totally missed all of that because of him.
I warned him, but he told me to do it anyway.
The dumb thing, here's the dumb thing about the WWE Network. You can't really rewind. We were looking at it through the PlayStation. I had it on my phone, which they need to put an app that you can actually send it to Chromecast. That would be pretty good because via the app on your phone, you can actually just hit the button back, or it's kind of like a regular streaming movie where you just hit the bar back and it would have went back. But after he did that Phoenix Splash, yo, that move was hot. Brock Lesnar comes in and hit
German suplex both of them.
Hit the German suplex and then hit Seth Rollins with the F5. Overall, I gotta say this was definitely the match of the night for the Royal Rumble. John Cena still can't sell the curve stop. Brock Lesnar sold it. John Cena jumps up in the air 2 feet to get it. Like, dude, can somebody please tell him stop doing that? John Cena, stop doing that.
I think it had maybe just something to do with his neck. Maybe his neck, I don't know, can't think of it.
Stop doing that.
He got neck problems.
Unless the ring is made out of rubber and it bounced you up in the air for you to get hit and came back down, then okay, but stop. You're not selling it right. It's just not working. So, in that whole match,
Let's go to new small.
the action.
They dominated pretty much Seth and John Cena. Sort of kind of worked together to take out Brock in the first half, just leave it up to those two. And Brock was out for the second half of the match until he basically, like Michael Cole said, came out of nowhere, rose to the death.
I think that when Seth Rollins came off of the top of the rope and landed on Brock, if his ribs are broken, it would have happened there because Seth's elbow came down on Brock Lesnar's rib, his rib area, and so if his rib is broke, it would have came. It was that move that did it. But here's the thing that what made the match great. It was non-stop action, and you had close pinfalls. You had Brock started off by dominating, which is what we like to see. And here's the thing: John Cena does the same thing every week. He does the same thing every week, shoulder block, you can't see me, and the attitude adjustment. That's all he had. And he shows feats of strength like, oh my God, he's superhuman, oh my God, Brock Lesnar makes it like, yo, this cat is a beast. That he's just doing all that. John Cena hitting with 3 attitude adjustment, Brock kept getting up. Curve stomp, Brock kept getting up. Everything you did, I'm thinking like Punk said about Roman Reigns, make him look strong. Yo, they definitely made Brock look strong, but I got to give credit where credit is due. Seth Rollins
Truly is the face. Truly is the future.
He elevated himself last night. I was worried about Seth Rollins because I said that without Dean Ambrose, he really hasn't. His stock kind of went down for me. What's going to happen after him and Dean Ambrose? And to me, it was kind of like, okay, there's a little feud with Cena. There's a little feud with Ziggler. Then there's a thing with him and Brock. And it just wasn't, it was like, okay, are you doing this way? Are you going left? Are you going right? Are you going down the middle? Which way are you going, Seth? But he legitimized himself last night in that match. He put on a performance. So if you would rank the guys coming out of last spring after WrestleMania, you had Daniel Bryan, you had Roman Reigns, you had Dean Ambrose, and you had Dolph Ziggler. Who am I missing? Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan. So you had these 5 guys, and you got to go with Randy Orton. But as far as these young cats, you had those 5 coming out with hotness. Because, you know, Seth Rollins in the Shield versus Evolution match, was doing some high-flying feats in those 2 matches. And it was pretty good. And this feud with Dean Ambrose, everyone liked that feud. After the fact that it was over, I think his stock kind of went down. Last night, he kind of legitimized himself, and they normally talk about WrestleMania moments. Seth had a WrestleMania Royal Rumble moment last night, where his performance. John Cena was okay. John Cena was okay.
John Cena was John Cena.
You expected what you was going to see from John Cena. Brock Lesnar, he put on a performance last night. A dominating performance like he dominated John Cena in the first match they did this year. So definitely shout out for Seth Rollins and all he did last night.
Truly is the future, but here's the thing about the future though. I mean, they're talking about guys like Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns being the future of the WWE. The future is a long time from now, because John Cena and Randy Orton still got about another 8, 9, almost 10 years left in their career. Triple H is still there. You still got Kane and Big Show there forever long. They're still gonna be there. So I mean, the future could happen at any moment, but as long as you still got Randy Orton, John Cena, Triple H,
What's up? All right, let's start to the Rumble. You had The Miz and R-Truth as number 1 and number 2. There was a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Too many lows from my point. And I did not like the way the Rumble started with these 2. I'm thinking if you're gonna start the Rumble off, why not start the Rumble off with Miz and Mizdow? Miz and Mizdow. That would have been interesting to see he's gonna go or whatever. So that's a low for me because I didn't like the way it started off. It kind of got interesting when Bray Wyatt came into the play. Bray Wyatt comes down and he had a Stone Cold moment because he was just eliminating everybody.
6 guys.
That was a high. It got a little bit higher when Harper came down and it looked like they was going to have a little beef between each other. And then Rowan came down, got into the mix, and then jumped on Rowan, which I didn't like that. I was hoping for a Wyatt family reunion, and he slapped both of them like, get it together, we need to get back together, this, that, and the other, and bring the family back together with family, like the mob do. That didn't happen. That was a low for me.
I get high would be a lot of legends or a lot of old people from the past showed up.
So yeah, you were looking for the Rumble was good for having somebody old come back in, and that person was DDP. That was a high. We got the Diamond Cutter like 2 or 3 times, I think, on a couple people. So that was a high. Daniel Bryan comes in, and Daniel Bryan is going wild. He's doing his thing. That was a high. And so at one point, it looked like DB was going to win it because the fact that he didn't get in the Rumble last year, and he was looking forward to getting back to the main event at WrestleMania. So it looks like DB is here. Bubba Ray Dudley coming in at number 3. Was he number 3? I guess so. It was cool, especially it being in Philly. This was another high. of the night.
Good to see Bubba Ray Dudley back.
Yeah, that was a high for me when you see him Bubba Ray, because I can only hope that Devon is soon to come behind him. Testify, as Devon always says. What else? So,
He had the Boogeyman too, but
oh yeah, I forgot the Boogeyman, him coming out. I don't even remember who the Boogeyman was, but the Boogeyman looked to be in pretty good shape. So they must have gave him ample notice. They definitely must have gave him ample notice. And I hope they don't put Bubba Ray with R-Truth, because he told R-Truth to get the table, and he did the thing between the legs with R-Truth. And I don't know, because R-Truth is black and so is Devon.
oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. Let's see. It would have been funny if R-Truth went over the rope and got the table. Yeah, Dudley Death Drop. So that was another high for me, was the Dudley Death Drop.
A low point for me was they had a lot of guys who just didn't really care who were in the Rumble. Guys like Sin Cara or Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, had no business being in the Rumble. But that just goes to show you that Randy Orton could have filled the spot and been there.
He was in Philly. For some reason.
Who else?
Bo Dallas, I heard he was supposed to come back.
I don't care about him. He shouldn't have been in the Rumble.
Bo Dallas, Bo Lee.
I would have loved to see Kevin Nash come in the Rumble. Who else was there that could have been in the Rumble that wasn't?
That was it. I mean, everybody else was there.
Oh, they had it online and they was talking online, possibly maybe some NXTers in there. They should have had some NXT wrestlers in the Rumble. That would have been hot. I would have loved to see Adrian Neville in the Rumble. Kevin Bo, is it Kevin? Was it Kevin Bo or Kevin Willis or Kevin something? Bo Kevin or whatever his name is. And what's the guy with the beard? I can't think of his name. Sami Zayn. I would have loved for those guys, one of those three guys or two of them, to have been in the Rumble over Sin Cara, over the Boogeyman or Tyson Kidd. I mean, come on, really? That just was a low for me. So,
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt coming in.
Looking pretty
So
strong.
again, another. It goes on. You had a high with DDP coming in, and again, Bray Wyatt put on a performance. I gotta say that his stock kind of went up. I don't quite know where they're gonna go with it. We probably would have found out tonight if it wasn't for the snowstorm what Bray Wyatt was going to do and who possibly he was going to feud with. A lot of people saying The Undertaker. Again, I don't want to see that. It's kind of like me seeing Floyd Mayweather fighting Joe Blow. I don't want to see him fight Joe Blow. But you put him in there with Manny Pacquiao? Yes, I want to see that. I don't want to see Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker. The Undertaker in the Royal Rumble and winning, and him going against Brock at WrestleMania, that would have been interesting. I would have loved to see that. But they haven't found anyone, and it looks like right now John Cena's going to go against Rusev, because they have a match coming up on February 22nd.
Fastlane, the new pay-per-view.
Which I don't want to see John Cena beat Rusev. I'd rather see Ryback. What happened to Ryback? Again, here's my problem right now. You got these guys who are writing the show they're not wrestlers, don't probably know anything about wrestling whatsoever. Well, I think let's do this. And somebody like Vince McMahon or Triple H, hey, let's run with it. It sounds good to me. And he's not really thinking about it. I mean, I wish they hired Paul Heyman back as a booker. And so here's where Curtis Axel was supposed to come in, but then he got beat up by Eric Rowan. And what has happened to him? Again,
he didn't even be in the Rumble.
So this was a moment. Where they could have had something special, but I think they blew it. I mean, what if you ever see Harper on the street? Would you be scared?
Here's the part that's interesting right here. They look like they was going to double team on Bray Wyatt. And I was like, okay, they're going to get back together. They're going to double team on him. But then they double team on Rowan.
Rowan's not legally in there anyway. Deserves to get his butt kicked by both of them.
And here's the thing. He got kicked out and he goes in the back. What for? There's an opportunity that they blew right there. Another low of mine.
What probably would happen is there'll probably be a triple threat at Fastlane between.
So here you have Daniel Bryan comes in. The crowd is going wild. Again, I still say the Yes Movement isn't as big as it was last year.
It can be.
It can't be. Anyway, so Daniel Bryan, he's putting on a group performance, and he gets thrown out. Who threw him out?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt throws out Daniel Bryan.
Well, he was on the apron and Bray Wyatt.
And Daniel Bryan is sitting there like, what just happened? The crowd is like, oh my God, I can't believe. So then,
it was at
here's
that
my problem
right there
with WWE Universe. They started booing. Understandably, Daniel Bryan goes down. They're booing. Okay. But everybody that came out after that, they booed. Except for Mizdow and Dolph Ziggler. That's it. Everybody else that came down after that or was already in the ring, they just got booed. And Roman Reigns is supposed to talk about that tonight on Monday Night Raw.
I hope he don't go heel like Batista did, because Roman Reigns is supposed to replace John Cena as the face of the company. Him getting booed, I mean, the WWE, that's something that ticks me off, like you said last week. The WWE Universe turning on you just like that because of Daniel Bryan. I mean, I get it. He's like one of them. So when he gets beat, they feel it, whatever, like that. But okay, you guys like Roman Reigns. This is the point where you need 2 titles and not 1, because that way you can have Daniel Bryan as the WWE champion and Roman Reigns or Dolph Ziggler as the World Heavyweight champion.
Well,
then it would work.
You sound like me now. Bring the brands back, like I said.
I'm saying.
Elijah and Elisha. Time for bed. Now.
You just got an example. If those 2 were champion, Roman Reigns or Dolph Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan champion, the WWE Universe would be happy.
They would be. But here, they booed everybody, and it kind of got on my nerves because it was understandably that you wanted Daniel Bryan to be there, and at one point they were like, this is bull crap or whatever that they were saying, and I don't even remember.
They even started saying to CM Punk.
Yeah, they started Punk champ, so I was shocked about that because I don't remember anything out there that was mentioned or of CM Punk or whatever.
Well, it has been 1 year since he left, so last time we saw him was at the Royal Rumble.
To me, they were kind of wrong last night with DB. And again, I tweeted, I said, yo, I don't want to see a replay of 2014 with Daniel Bryan, and you can't ask for it because he got what we wanted him to get. He got the title. Unfortunately, in this business, you can get hurt. he got hurt and he lost the title, and therefore he lost his fandom. Well, not really his fandom, but he lost the wave that he was riding, and you can't get that back. It's hard to get it back, but he wasn't at that point of a Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan that can leave for 2 years and come back, or leave for 3 months, come back, and it's like they never left in the first place. Daniel Bryan was just getting started. Unfortunately, before he got into that role, remember, it was just him and Kane, and they had that skit of Team Hell No, and it was just a funny skit of, I'm the world champion, I'm the world champion, I'm the world. He was a mid-card. I will give him a high mid-card, but he was a mid-card. And he got on a little roll with the Authority, and if it wasn't for that Royal Rumble thing, that's when he got on a roll. And they say, let's play with this moment right here and see where it went, to see where it goes. Here's the Boogeyman. I'm going to say I'm in the middle of this. And I don't know who the Boogeyman is. I'm going to look him up now.
The Boogeyman. Yeah. Bray Wyatt, you think Bray Wyatt's weird? It just got weirder. And he's made a name for himself because he used to eat earthworms.
Go ahead.
So
hold on. Also, you got a hint of a WrestleMania preview because Triple H was talking about Sting. Paul Heyman came in and offered Brock Lesnar services.
Well, I don't think it'll happen. Why would you stick Sting in there with Brock Lesnar?
Well, again,
Sting is 55 years old.
That it's gonna be Sting and Triple H, which is an interesting match.
That's the only short thing we know that's gonna happen is Sting and Triple H.
His name is Martin Wright.
And
he's the Boogeyman, the Nightcrawler, and Slither.
So anyway, Roman Reigns, since we do
wait a minute. It says he was in Tough Enough in Ohio Valley. He really? I need to see what he looks like without the makeup during a dark match. This team of Seth Skyfire and Robert Fury again. Elisha, it's time for bed. What are you trying to find?
It's right here.
He was in ECW and WWE. He was in the independent circuit.
Luchador from Mexico, Sin Cara, enters his second Royal Rumble match. Great position as
Anyway,
okay, so I don't know who he is and what he looked like if I ever met him in the street. Hey, I was the Boogeyman. Really?
Anyway, so when Dan Bryan was eliminated, we all knew at that moment, predictable, that it was going to be Roman Reigns ended up winning the Royal Rumble.
Wait. So, again, you had DDP come down, got this huge pop. Ziggler was what, 30?
He was the last one.
Ziggler comes out. You're thinking that because Ziggler's coming out, he's the last one. Oh, since DB. No, Sandow comes out, huge pop. The whole little skit with the Miz and all that stuff.
He's in there for maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds.
That was stupid. That was stupid. But he comes out 30, Ziggler, putting on a pretty good show. And you think that maybe he's going to do something. That maybe this is his year. And Ziggler goes out. And again, the crowd is like, what?
He was in there, I don't know. Maybe
who put him out?
Big Show King. He got knocked out.
And I don't even like that because then you got the whole Authority angle with the Big Show and the Kane, and they're putting everybody out. And again,
they got even more bad when they took out Dolph Ziggler, took out Dean Ambrose. They were bad. They were mad.
This was a low for me for
Zack Ryder?
Because I like Zack Ryder, but what happened to me? You gonna get rid of who got released today? Justin Gabriel got released today.
He quit.
Well, he quit because they're not doing anything. Justin Gabriel has a lot of talent.
3-time tag team champion.
A lot of talent. He has more talent than Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry, he does. He does. Justin Gabriel has more talent than Daniel Bryan. He had a match. He has a match with Dolph Ziggler, and I forget he had a couple matches with Cody Rhodes, and they put on the show. They put on the show. Justin Gabriel is good. He was good in NXT. They just didn't know what to do with him. I would have quit too, because I guarantee he's going to end up in TNA and do something. Him and Matt Hardy will be good going up against each other, because they're both high flyers and they have a lot of great in-ring ability. So Dolph Ziggler gets put out, and it's like you saved him to last for him to not really do anything, to not have an impact, and the whole Big Show and Kane angle and stuff like that. And then you had Roman Reigns end up winning because he put out Rusev at the end, and then Big Show and them attacked him. Then The Rock comes down to a huge pop. Again,
I wouldn't say a huge pop. It was, people were cheering. But, he was trying to be like, come on, people, Roman Reigns wins.
No. I'm talking about when rock music hit and he comes down to the ring. They erupted.
It wasn't like when he came back and attacked Rusev.
No, I disagree with that. When The Rock came down, if you smell, the place went roaring. It got silent when he held. Everybody knows The Rock is related to Roman Reigns, but it wasn't until after they beat up Kane and Big Show, and he was holding up the hand, that everybody was like, yeah, we don't really want Roman Reigns. We'd rather have Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler busted his butt. When Daniel Bryan went down, when Roman Reigns went down, he seized the opportunity when he had that match with Seth Rollins. He seized the opportunity at Survivor Series. He seized the opportunity after that. He seized the opportunity for 10 daggone months, and they just dogged Dolph Ziggler.
They took him out, so Daniel Bryan,
he's the ultimate. They kicked him out for 3 weeks. So they try to get Daniel Bryan over.
Is that understandable?
No, that's not understandable. You're not rewarding the guy for what he did.
I know what I'm saying. It's not right, but I'm saying, is it understandable? I mean,
No, it's still not. It's still not understandable. Not when you can sit there and see that they're giving Daniel Bryan preferential treatment. They're giving him preferential treatment. Oh, let's hit him in the arms, and he grabs his neck. Oh, every move he grabs his neck, and he just somehow wills to win. Did we see that already? It was through Dolph Ziggler.
Well,
you kick Daniel Bryan in his toe. Oh, he grabs his neck. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do what I did before.
And it looked like when he be doing that, it looked like he trying to be hulking up or whatever.
And I'm coming back. No, again, that's why I said you gotta find something else for Daniel Bryan. Trying to do a replay of what he already did.
They cannot
it's stupid. You can't do it. You can't duplicate it.
You cannot do a triple threat again this year. You just can't. Just because the WWE Universe wants Daniel Bryan to be champion again, you can't do another triple threat with Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, you can't do that.
I looked online, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that DB was going. Here's the thing. The final 5 should have been Roman Reigns. Matter of fact, it should have been Roman Reigns. It should have been Dean Ambrose. It should have been Dolph Ziggler. It should have been Daniel Bryan. It should have been Bray Wyatt. It should have been Kane. It should have been The Big Show. It should have been Rusev. Those 8 guys in the ring battling it out. Personally, I would have loved the final 4 to have been Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, and Daniel Bryan. Those 4 guys. That right there is the future of WWE, right then and there. That would have been the future, and then you would have had the final 4 right then and there, fatal 4-way. Yo, who's gonna take it? You got these 4 young lions right here and there. Who wants it bad enough? And you could have sold going one-on-one and going from there. That's a low for me the way it ended. with Ziggler being put out early, Daniel Bryan being put out early, and then having Roman Reigns there, everyone's going to start booing him because what CM Punk said, make him look strong, or whatever, something like that, and that's what they did, doing all of that. I mean, come on. Again, that was like the lowest of the low, and I forgot another low. Kofi Kingston. Every year you look for Kofi Kingston to do something spectacular. He got thrown out and got caught by
the Exotic Express.
The Exotic Express. And
they put him back. The only funny thing is while they put him back in, Adam Rose got tossed out.
Yeah, so it was like, okay. And I mean, I understand maybe you're running out of something. I don't know who was it. The idea is for Kofi Kingston to use the chair a couple years ago for him to jump from the side ring and jump back into the ring or something. But it could have been something spectacular.
He been there for at least 20 minutes. He was only in there for about 5.
So even when Kofi Kingston comes down, the crowd booed.
Royal Rumble match, I'm gonna have to get that thumb down.
And so it wasn't
epic fail.
It only failed because the crowd was booing, and the fact that the guys that you wanted to see near the end, they didn't have it at the end, and that's just the bull crap. So Roman Reigns ends up winning.
Here's the big thing though. After it, everybody #canceled WWE Network. Everybody was canceling their WWE subscription all over Twitter or worldwide. The page actually crashed and everything like that because so many people were deleting or getting rid of their subscription because they were mad.
Nobody's getting. Let me tell you something right now.
I don't really.
Hold on, no,
that, but still.
That's bullcrap. First of all, even though you have the opportunity to get rid of your subscription, you have that. Do you really think if it was $20, $30, yeah, because you're not really paying. You're not really paying. And okay, and Fandango didn't deserve to be in there. Oh, sorry.
I would rather see Bo Dallas.
If you were paying, no, I wouldn't want Dumbo.
Instead of Fandango?
No. I would rather take Fandango over Bo Dallas. But my point is, if the WWE Network was $20, $30, whatever, I could see hundreds of thousands of people canceling it because of this. But for $9.99 a month, and you can cancel at any time, nobody's going to cancel that. You're getting WrestleMania in less than 2 months. So nobody's gonna cancel that whatsoever. So don't even give me that. But the Royal Rumble, on a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give it a 5. I only give it a 5 for the simple fact that it was good to see DDP, it was good to see Bubba Ray, the Bray Wyatt. What he did, his dominance in it. That's why I'm giving it a 5. Other than that, the way Ziggler, DB all went out and stuff like that,
even
it was, again, they could have had those 5 guys or those 8 guys to, just say you have good and you got the bad guys in the ring or whatever, and they didn't do that. So the main event at WrestleMania as it stands right now, and let me tell you, Friday on Bleacher Report, some dude posted a link that said Roman Reigns is going to win. And somebody was like, well, how do you know? He says there's a link, and it's a WrestleMania promo that I found on the internet, and it says Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania whatever of 2015.
That's like John Cena and Brock Lesnar was leaked.
They say, so everybody was like, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. And the guy was like, how do you know it's fake? And he was like, it is fake, it is fake. Well, obviously it wasn't fake because Roman Reigns ended up winning the Royal Rumble, and what makes me mad is because Roman Reigns got hurt, and I don't think that he's done anything since he's come back. His feud with Big Show has been lackluster at best, and has not done anything to. If you're going to give it to anybody and not give it to Ziggler, I would rather you give it to Seth Rollins.
You know they wasn't gonna pick.
I'd rather give it to Seth Rollins.
Wait,
if you're not gonna for the WrestleMania match.
Oh, okay.
And
he proved his worth. Yeah.
And the fact that Randy Orton wasn't even there would have been great for Randy Orton to come out. We wanted Kurt Angle to come out, but whatever. He didn't show. He re-signed with TNA
because WWE would not give him part-time.
So it's just I was disappointed in the Royal Rumble because you look for it for the simple fact that you want to hear this. to see who's coming up next. And unfortunately, it just didn't live up to the hype.
Worst Royal Rumble ever. Some news besides this, Goldust gonna be retiring at WrestleMania. It'll probably be Stardust versus Goldust. And I heard Cody Rhodes is gonna be keeping the Stardust thing.
I hope not. That's just stupid. It's that's stupid. And I like Cody Rhodes. The dude has great in-ring ability.
Yep.
When you give him a chance to do a match. This whole Stardust character, I'm sorry, it just whacked to me. I don't like it. If it's true that Goldust is there, you know why he's only there, because Cody is his brother. And you want him to support his brother and keep his brother on. Other than that, he hasn't been doing anything. Matter of fact, I would like to see Cody Rhodes go up against Rusev. Cody Rhodes go up against Rusev.
Well, you got John Cena. You know what's gonna happen? Probably Rusev will
they
win by count out or disqualification, whatever like that. And John Cena goes on to beat him at WrestleMania.
They want John Cena to face Rusev because they want people to like John Cena. That's what that's all about. They want people to cheer but knowing the WWE universe,
they're gonna choose Rusev.
They're gonna choose Rusev. They're gonna choose Rusev.
They was choosing Rusev
over John Cena because
they chose him over Reigns.
Because they knew that Reigns was gonna. They got it set up for Roman Reigns, and they knew. I didn't know Rusev rolled out of the ring. I did not know he rolled out of the ring.
Yeah.
So. I still say, I asked a question months ago, who has the best DDPs, a Diamond Cutter versus the RKO. And DDP, I'm going to say ring rust, but his Diamond Cutter looked kind of weak last night, although he put it on like 3 people or whatever, and it was pretty good to see him.
I still say I guess he had it first, but I still say the RKO is better.
Yeah. And I'm talking about Diamond Dallas in his heyday when he was a champion in WCW. When he was headlining some pay-per-views. Unfortunately, they had to team him with Karl Malone and all of that.
He goes through the middle rope here too, so Brian and Brian are still in this matchup. Bray Wyatt's been in the middle of the match for over 15 minutes. Time go top rope. Does not allow him to deliver the leg drop.
So here's a Diamond Cutter off the top of the rope. Randy Orton would have caught him in the middle of the air.
Trying to have a Royal Rumble winner from the top rope.
So, I mean, it had his highs. It was like this for me last night. But it was like this. Like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? It definitely could have been better. And unfortunately, where it could have been better, it just wasn't. So, let's see. Jeff Hardy just re-signed with TNA, I think. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing Jeff Hardy.
He just re-signed with TNA.
Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle.
I haven't seen Lucha Underground again, but somebody did a review on it.
I think I just heard that.
And I looked at, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Basically, the review that I saw was a sucky review of it. And that's because when you look at the promo, like when it's coming on and they showing highlights, it looks great. Like, oh wow, I gotta watch that. But when you start watching it, it's like, well, where's all the high flying and the action that you show when it's on the promo when it's coming on? They're not showing that. So I don't know. So right now, so WrestleMania is coming. The only match we know that's a definite. It looks like it's going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and I know they're gonna
do Sting and Triple H.
and you're going to have String versus Triple H. That's another match. And it could be John Cena versus Rusev thing to try to get John Cena over with the crowd. Because when John Cena came out last night, they was doing their John Cena sucks, and he heard it.
They was on John Cena last night. They was on John Cena.
That was the part that I liked about the WWE universe.
I barely heard any cheers. All boos.
So I don't know what they're gonna do with Dean Ambrose, who he's gonna feud with, because his feud with Bray Wyatt is over. What are they gonna do with Bray Wyatt? What are they gonna do with Dolph Ziggler? What are they gonna do with Sandown? Obviously him as yeah. What are they gonna do with Ryback? He got out early or whatever. So I don't know.
And here's where the Royal Rumble went low.
Guys, that is the 6th elimination.
So DB just got eliminated, and so that's where it went down. The fans was booing everybody from that point on. And
so let's just say this. Let's say Daniel Bryan, like you said, Daniel Bryan made it, and the final two is Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler knocks him out. Would they be happy?
It would have been they would have. It would have been like Rock Hogan. It would have been Rock Hogan when Rock challenged Hulk Hogan. Everybody was like, "Yeah, I want to see this match." Even though Stone Cold thought that he should have got that match. Nah, Stone Cold, I like you, but Rock has the charisma for that match. And then when they did fight in the ring, and it was people were booing Rock and cheering Hogan, and they was booing Hogan, cheering Rock, and it was just like back and forth, Hogan, Rock, and they were just going back and forth. So you got two guys that it was split down the middle. John Cena's not split down the middle. The kids like John Cena. That's why let's go Cena. And then you got such a deep face of Cena sucks because it's all the guys and the adults saying Cena sucks. Although I did see one guy that was like, let's go Cena. But if you had Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler as the final two, it would have been equated to Rock and Hogan, because you got two guys that bust their they wouldn't have booed. They wouldn't have booed at all. They probably like boo, boo, going back and forth. And if you sold that match, kind of how like Rey Mysterio won when he won the Rumble a couple years ago. The way he won it like that. If it something like they're both going over and somebody just held on at the last moment, bam, there you go. Or you could have did a controversial match where they both fell out of the ring.
Then you would have had a triple threat?
No, not necessarily a triple threat, but you would have not
like those two back in the ring.
They could have started over,
or it could have had a match at Fastlane.
To see who will go on to face it or whatever. That gives you a good feud back and forth, and you don't have to make Dolph Ziggler heel, because that's who they will make go heel. Right now, you got to keep Dolph Ziggler. Don't do what they did to Cesaro. Don't do what they did to Cesaro. That's all I gotta say.
All I gotta say, one last thing again. Roman Reigns ends up winning, like we all know. I hope again Roman Reigns doesn't go heel, because he said he didn't do anything before he left, before he got hurt. He was doing something, and he was getting cheered, and he was putting on good matches. But he said he come back, he hasn't done anything. His feud with Big Show has been pretty bad. But Roman, you got a chance to go on against Brock Lesnar. You got a chance to do what a lot of guys couldn't do, and beat Brock Lesnar and take the title from him. So don't go heel, just focus on your match, whatever.
His role here in WWE was going to be, Vince, are you sure this is the right way to go about this match?
Oh, and here's the interesting thing right here. Stone Cold got things done with Vince, like getting
It'll be interesting to see, because he's going to bring up CM Punk. He's going to bring up CM Punk with Triple H. Talk to him about Ziggler, what's going on with him and all that. So
Stone Cold got things done when he got that podcast with him and Vince. So hopefully more good things.
He ain't bring JR back yet.
JR wanted, it was half and half because of what happened at the SummerSlam thing, because Vince said JR wanted to go home.
That's not true. JR got fired because he was drunk.
As we await entry number 17.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston. So
Kofi.
that's about. You stop with that dumb New Day. The New Day's about to go heel, and
well, if Kofi's going heel, then fine, I'll accept it. But you know, I think it'll be interesting to see Kofi heel. Big E's already been heel, and you know, Xavier Woods will be going heel for the first time too. So he doesn't really wrestle that much, anyways. Mostly Big E and Kofi.
Exactly, he has no place. They could have had R-Truth in the New Day. It would have been pretty decent, or at least because you got 3 guys that got a little bit of charisma with them. Big E don't really have that charisma because he likes to preach every time he gets in the ring. Stop doing that.
Ever since that promo,
You got a cold? You have something in your throat?
ever since that promo,
Give him a cough drop or something. Anyway, so
I guess we'll fast forward this and if it's over and see what Roman Reigns had to say.
you're not fast forward. This is live. Oh yeah, this may not be live. There's a thing after there. We're not gonna sit there and wait to see what Roman Reigns got to say. So we already at 56 minutes. So for Stephen J and for Simply Steve, we are done talking about wrestling. Peace.